Kim, let's go to our next roving reporter. We have Melissa Bottorff-Arey and her segment about marketing to niches. So take it away, Melissa.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. Melissa here, coming to you today, once again, straight from my podcast studio as a roving reporter for GME. And I've been talking to you about how specifically difficult it is to market if, like me, you have a small or very niche business that maybe doesn't fit traditional marketing molds. Because you see, I understand I run a business that's in the child lost by suicide space, which is a very sensitive space to be running a business in. And so, as you can imagine, I understand how delicate marketing can be if you too fit in this type of an area that is a little less traditional. And where we have left off is that last week we talked about the fact that you needed to show up and make connections. So you've done that. You've showed up, you've made connections, you're building relationships, you are finding out what your community needs, and you've focused on one thing that you want to get right with the concern to those needs. So now what, right? So now my recommendation is you need to solidify your foundation. You need to look and see if all the pieces are in place, because we can't start to build, and we definitely can't start to level up and scale and decorate things until we have a solid foundation. And what does that mean in a niche business? It means that you need to have a good solid website built. You need to have an email list in place, and you probably need to be touching base with those people. You need to have regular socials going out. You need to be clear on your messaging. If you're doing a podcast like I do, you need to be doing that consistently and regularly. You need to be doing all of those pieces that make a nice solid foundation, and take time to connect them and solidify them. And next week we will talk about, when do you know when it's time to start to build further or scale up. Until then, we'll talk soon. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Thank you, Melissa. Oh, I like this building a community, Kim.
I think she's on point when she talks about building a solid foundation, because we get all excited as entrepreneurs, and I think this is all of us. We get super excited and we want to run ahead and do things, and then we leave people along the way that we don't mean to. So I feel like this was such great advice today, Carrie.
It really is, Kim, and I think about when we're building our business and building those foundations, it's like building a house. We have to start with the slab or the foundations of the house and work our way up. And Melissa highlighted that so well with those foundational pieces that we need before we get too ahead of ourselves and we've already got the roof up, and that's great, but what about the walls? What happened to all the other pieces? And we didn't have any doors.
Well, it's great like examples she has done to connect all the pieces and do all the things. So we commend MBA for sure. She is amazing. Melissa,
Yeah.
sorry.
We can't help it. We've got nicknames for everyone around here. Don't worry about that.
Everyone.